Now, it wasn't in this truck. I was a paid driver. I was hauling logs. And it was, in the wintertime last year. It was prime time. It was load number 2. The steam was coming off the highway. And I come around that curve into that valley on that long straight stretch. And that's the funny thing about them log trailers. They kind of run about 15 degrees off in the other lane until you get up around 70 and they straighten on out. And I punched on that MP8, that old Mack truck, whistling. And I passed that DOT guy, about 5'10" over. And sure enough, I seen them lights and I found me a spot to pull on over. And he got out of the car. Now, you got to realize I'm pretty lighthearted when the police officers pull me over, because it's been for the longest time that I've been a threat to law enforcement for some obscure reason. And the reason I know that is because I got pulled over a few years ago and I went to shake this dude's hand and he wouldn't shake my hand. And I told him, and he was an officer, I said, "You're a fucking weirdo, all right? Prick." And after it was all said and done, he come and told me, he said, "Man, when we pulled you over, our screen started flashing red." I said, "Well, I've never done anything to police officer," and I haven't. But I apparently got something put on me. So when they pull me over, I always start the conversation with, "I ain't got no dope. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna run because I got a couple fleeing charges. And I ain't gay." That's how I hit them every time. Of course, they laugh. He got out the scales. I was a little overweight. He picked at me. He seen I had a light busted out, and I think I had a little airline off the fifth wheel adjustment. And he told me, he said, he went through the spew, and it was prime time DOT time. It was about an hour before lunch. He said, "I can shut you down." And that's when I told him, I said, "No, sir, officer. You can't shut me down. Nuh-uh. You can delay me, but I'm unstoppable." And his eyes, when I said that to him, you could tell it pissed him off, right? It was one of them fuck your feelings kind of moments, right? But he looked at me for about, I don't know, a good 5 seconds. He shook his head. He handed me my paperwork. He said, "Get the fuck out of here." And I drove on. True story. In the valley, in the steam, in an Arkansas logging town, I reminded the officer, yeah, you can delay me, and I'll remind the world I'm unfucking stoppable. And some of us this morning need to be reminded as we fight this thing, our little pity self-addictions, our little pitiful self-pity, I can't get out and do nothing, the world owes me something. You need to understand that you yourself are unstoppable. And for the men that are fighting and waging war in North Carolina to save lives, I want to say something to you. I want to breathe something into you, my brothers and sisters. You're unstoppable as well. And the people that have lost their homes, their livelihood, their family members, their children and grandchildren that probably or may never be found. I speculate that the death count is well over 10,000 people. Folks, we'll pick it up, we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll hang their pictures on your new homes and walls. But we will remain unfucking stoppable as a nation, as a people. From Arkansas to Kentucky, to Tennessee, to Texas, to Georgia, to Alabama, South Carolina, and where my heart's at right now, in North Carolina. Listen, motherfuckers. They may delay us, but we're unstoppable. I need your help to fill a trailer. My information will come up after this video. You can donate, cash out, whatever you want to do, okay? We'll get it on the trailer. We leave November 1st. We're going into an area around Bakersfield, a small rural community that's been really hit hard. I've got team members up there. If you text or email me, I'll send you a list of supplies. You can Amazon and ship it to the farm, whatever you want to do. I live wide open. Everybody has my number and address. I am not fucking afraid of what the world can do to me. The world better be afraid of what I can do to it. I promise you. That's how me and my family lives, and that's how this fucking nation's gonna live, and that's what we're gonna revitalize in this nation, because we're children of God. And God didn't raise no pussies. Let me say that again to you. If you're one of them high-touting Christians, gooder than thou, I want you to understand, me and my family and my friends, we ain't pussies, because God raised us. Hallelujah. Please help us. It's a good thing. You know, give a little bit to get a lot back from the kingdom and serve your nation. And get the fuck off the drugs. What the fuck's the matter with you, dumbass? I've been there. I mean, if you ain't out there masturbating in the broad daylight, you wasn't high enough, right? I've been there. But it's time to drop all that stupid shit. Get you a job, get you a career, get you something picked out to increase and set the moral standards and the example for your community and family that you can overcome anything, because you're unstoppable. Hallelujah. Funny thing, it'd be 3 months or so later, I don't get a chance to check all my messages. There's too many, thank God. And I seen this message come up, and it was that DOT officer. Hey, you remember me? Oh yeah. Hey, I appreciate you cutting me. Oh yeah. He said, I wanted a message. He said, I got a nephew. Been through a lot of shit. Had a problem with dope. He said he had been watching this guy on the internet talk about getting off drugs and becoming somebody. And then he showed me a picture, and it was you. And I looked at my nephew, and I told him, that dude's unstoppable. Fluent English.